Good afternoon, everybody. Uh, Thank you so much for coming. I just spent some time with the residents of Little Ferry, where the storm surge ran over the dirt berm Monday night and breached in 6 places. Little Ferry was impacted with the same flooding that we saw in Moonachie, which I was able to see for myself by touring there on Wednesday. Now, first thing I want to tell you is about the berm. The DEP has coordinated to hire Enviroscape to immediately begin working to repair the breaches in the berm. They started yesterday. Construction crews and equipment arrived to work through the weekend until it's completed. I know there's some forecasts of a nor'easter for next week. I can't believe it. But we want to make sure that this is fixed before anything like that comes, so you won't have to do it again. The DEP is here with our private contractors. This thing is going to be fixed before the weekend is over. And then we're going to work with the mayor. As I told him when I was in Moonachie on Wednesday, I'm going to work with him on a long-term permanent fix for that issue, along with him and with the mayor in Moonachie. After a lot of devastation, I spoke with families this afternoon. You know, they've already begun the work of rebuilding. You see them clearing their houses out, and they're already talking about what they're going to do next. And I know it's an emotional process, and there's a lot of people who are very emotional I've gotten to see over the last week. I want the people of New Jersey to know that we have a long road ahead of us to get over the storm, but it doesn't mean that we have to do it alone. We work on it together. I felt it's important for me to see the extent of damage myself. So I've been traveling all over the state to do that and see how it's impacting our fellow citizens firsthand. We need to continue to focus now on this next phase of returning to normalcy. Tuesday we woke up to just an incredible disaster. And Wednesday we still tried to kind of get our arms around how big it was. Well, I came out on Thursday and said now it's time to forget about thinking backwards and we need to think forwards about how we return to normalcy. So let me go through a few things, some of which are going to be real important to you and some of which are going to be less important to you, but will be more important to the people around the rest of the state who are listening. We've lifted our travel ban for communities in Atlantic County and in communities in Cape May County. They've started to recover and they can now travel back to the Barrier Islands and those towns. We're working to create order and better access to gasoline for people in New Jersey. Now, you know that this is kind of a tale of two states. 195 and south, 95% of the gas stations are open and operating. 195 and north, it's about 30% of gas stations are open and operating. It is, in the most part, a power issue, which we are moving to repair, and I'll talk about power in a minute. It's also a fuel issue in some respects because a lot of the pipelines and other things are down because they don't have power. So, starting at noon today, I instituted the odd-even system for gas. Those of us who are old as me remember the odd-even system, right? So today's November 3rd. So those of you with odd-numbered license plates, or with vanity plates that have no numbers on them, odd is your day. And so you can go to the gas station today and get gas. There's no odd even, by the way, in effect for people with gas cans. Gas cans can go at any time. But for vehicles, we're in odd even. So today's an odd day. Go and get your gas today. Tomorrow will be an even day. Those with even plates can get it. This applies to the following counties: Bergen, Essex, Hudson, Hunterdon, Middlesex, Morris, Monmouth, Passaic, Somerset, Sussex, Union, and Warren. So basically the northern part of our state are under these restrictions. And I want to emphasize again, if you're getting gas for a generator or something like that in a gas can, there's not an odd even restriction. You just go at any time. I'm asking New Jerseyans to comply voluntarily with this system. If everyone complies with the system, it'll ease lines and wait times, create a less stressful situation for everybody involved. But please understand, we're going to have the state police and the Attorney General's office out at gas stations to keep things orderly, to manage traffic, and to enforce the odd-even rule. So you don't want to sit in line for even 10 minutes with an even license plate today, because when you get up to the gas station, they're going to send you home. So you got an even one, go tomorrow. And then the odd people will get sent home. That didn't sound right, but the people with odd plates, odd-numbered plates, will be sent home. Overnight last night, deliveries of several 100,000 gallons of fuel were made to Fort Dix, McGuire by the Department of Defense. We've escorted several tankers and pumping trucks and deliveries in New Jersey to the West Orange and Freehold armories, where disbursement was handled by the National Guard. This fuel will be resupplied on a continual basis until normalcy returns. We also have designated fueling locations for doctors and nurses employed by healthcare facilities, so they can get to work. They can receive up to 15 gallons of gas at one of the 3 Department of Transportation fuel depots in Hudson County, Ocean County, and Monmouth County if they can provide proof of a professional license and a photo ID. So don't go there pretending to be a nurse. We'll catch you. So don't do that. We also believe that this number will grow over the rest of the weekend, much to the disappointment of many of the kids around the state. But right now, 252 of 589 districts have confirmed they will be fully open by Monday. This number will grow, and I want to encourage districts to be creative. Double up with other schools. Reach out for local resources. As long as there's a safe environment, we should move kids as quickly as possible back to school. This will be good for the kids to return normalcy to their lives, and even better for their parents. While we continue to make progress, we still have New Jerseyans who have been displaced from their homes. In addition to setting up comfort stations across the state for people to utilize for food and power and other amenities, we still have approximately 6,500 people in shelters as of last night. To date, the American Red Cross has served 36,000 meals and 86,000 snacks across New Jersey. And we have 4 massive feeding kitchens set up now throughout the state, and we will begin street and shelter feeding through mobile canteens and emergency response vehicles. If you have the need for warm meals, go onto our website and take a look, and it'll give you the list of the places where we have these mobile centers if you can't wait for some to come to your town. Here are the things that we have to get done now. First, FEMA, individual and public assistance. Can't emphasize this enough, and I said it over at Little Ferry, and I was surprised how many people haven't done it yet. You've got to register to get assistance. That's why behind me you see the mobile FEMA center. You can do it there too. But if you can't get to one of these centers, and there's no reason for you to have to, 1-800-621-FEMA. 1-800-621-FEMA. Put it in your mobile phones right now. Dial it. They'll walk you through the questions. You get registered. In 24 to 48 hours, you're going to have a FEMA representative to your house, and they're going to be able to take care of starting to give you assistance and assess the damage to your house so you can be reimbursed. I love these recovery centers in the impacted counties. This one's open today. Little Ferry opened one yesterday in Brick. Within days, we'll have sites similar to this or permanent sites in every one of the impacted counties, so you can come here to ask questions and get assistance. Secondly, power. Now, at power, we continue to make progress. Yesterday, we were at 1,400,000 customers by the close of business yesterday. By noontime today, we're down to 1.2 million customers. Remember, we started at 2.7 million customers on Tuesday morning. So from Tuesday morning to Saturday morning, we've gone from 2.7 million to 1.2 million. I've been talking to the heads of the utilities companies every day, usually twice a day. We spoke to them this morning. We'll speak to them again this afternoon to check in on their progress. They each have staff at the Emergency Command Center, so we can stay on top of this. You'll see that we have out on the road trucks, line workers, and tree clearers from New Jersey and also from across the country. I still don't have power at my home in Mendham in Morris County, but my brother lives in the same town. He called me down to the emergency center today and said there was a truck on his street from Ohio Edison. Right now, we have over 8,000 state workers coming from out of state to come and supplement it. At its peak, we'll have over 11,000 utility workers working on restoring power in New Jersey. And we provided temporary housing for these workers, which is up and running at Monmouth Raceway. We've provided housing for 4,000 utility workers with those big mobile kitchens at Monmouth Raceway so we can feed them and then send them right back out to work. I will talk again by the end of the day today to the CEOs of the power companies to make sure that they're getting done what they need to get done. Now, you have on our website, and this is for you to understand exactly what we're trying to do here. On our website at nj.gov, the governor's website, click on the Hurricane Sandy Information Center icon, and then select the link to the power company that serves your region. You'll see on there their plans for the next 3 days, what towns they're going to be in, and how many they're going to restore over those days. So you live in Little Ferry, go on the Hurricane Sandy icon, select the power company that serves you, and they're going to tell you when they're getting to your town and how many people each day they plan to restore. So you can plan if you're staying with friends or relatives when you don't have power, or if you're just staying without power and you're getting cold, when that power is going to be back on. We want this to be fully transparent so people can see it, and it's a way of us keeping the utility companies to account. They're promising certain things every day. We want to make sure they deliver them. 3, roads. Now, from the Highlands to Monmouth Beach, we're almost clear. And from Bayhead to Seaside Heights, we now have a fully passable road where if you saw any of the TV or newspaper coverage, Route 35 was cut in half by the Atlantic Ocean. And you have the Atlantic Ocean now running into Barnegat Bay in Maniloking at Route 35. I was there yesterday. It is the most incredible thing I have ever seen. It appears that over half of the houses in Maniloking have been destroyed. Absolutely destroyed. It's incredible. But we now have only 5 state roads that have any closures any longer. We started with over 500 state roads that had closures. So DOT has done a tremendous job, and now they're moving to help the counties with any county roads that are not yet cleared. On public transportation, New Jersey Transit bus service is now at 90%. So if you ride New Jersey Transit buses, certainly by Monday when you're getting ready to go to work, your New Jersey Transit bus service will be there. We do have New Jersey Transit trains rolling again into New York Penn Station with commuter service restored along the Northeast Corridor. Go to the njtransit.com website to look at your particular schedule and see if your train is running. 4th, we got to make sure everybody has clean water. And what happens in one of these hurricanes is when the power goes down, the water treatment facilities close down, and you start to worry about everybody having clean water to bathe in and to drink. Good news is we continue to lift the boiled water advisories that we put in some towns. Most recent advisories have been lifted for United Water in Predmore, Vernon Township, Sussex County, and the Bayway water system. We still have 8 drinking systems under those advisories, and we have about 50 facilities that are still on generator power. We're trying to get them to full power soon so they can have their plants up and running completely. But we are providing them with backup generators and fuel from the National Guard when they need them, so that everyone across the state is going to have a supply of clean water during the crisis. Lastly, there's the issue of rebuilding. This will be the next phase once we deal with returning people to normal, getting people back to work and school, getting your power back on, making sure clean water is running through the faucet. And I want to be clear, it's going to be the longest phase of the recovery to rebuild. But I'm confident we're going to rebuild, and we're going to rebuild together. I want to thank Walmart. You see Walmart's here distributing water to everybody. So for those of you who need it, it's here. Take it. I want to thank Jennifer and everybody at Walmart. They have been extraordinarily generous to the state of New Jersey in many different ways. And I want to thank Jennifer and all the executives at Walmart for coming. They're not only doing it here, but other places in the state. And I can't thank them enough. We asked them to come up here to Little Ferry because of the destruction that's happened up here in Little Ferry and Moonachie. And in a moment's notice, they moved these trucks up here. So please tell your friends and neighbors you need water. Walmart is here to help to deliver it. And Jennifer, thank you for doing that. Now, to help with this process, we've also created the Hurricane Sandy New Jersey Relief Fund. We will push out all the contact information on how to contribute and get involved soon. But I want everyone to know that this fund is now up and running and will be New Jersey's main home for people interested in people helping New Jerseyans impacted by the storm. And I'm happy to announce that I got a call on the way here from John Hess, the CEO of the Hess Oil Company. He was told that this is opened, and the Hess Oil Company made an initial $2.5 million contribution to the Hurricane Sandy Fund. So I want to thank Mr. Hess and the Hess Oil Company. And I will tell you, they have 74 gas stations in New Jersey. 71 of them are open and pumping gas, and the Hess Company, at our request, has been distributing gasoline to rival companies to allow them to open their stations. So John Hess is a New Jerseyan. He's somebody who cares about this state, and I want to thank not only Walmart but the Hess Oil Company for their initial $2.5 million donation to the relief fund to help our neighbors, and to stepping up and distributing Hess gasoline to their own competitors so that gas stations can get up and running and people can get their lives more back to normal. That's what New Jersey's all about, not just with our individual citizens that I met in Little Ferry. who are in there. I saw young women from Ramapo College who came here and completely volunteered to come into Little Ferry and help elderly folks clear their house out. And these young women are just extraordinary examples of the great people we produce in this state. And corporate citizens like Hess and Walmart, who have been ringing up the phone saying, Governor, we want to help. How can we help people? Are really another example of the real lucky things that we have going for us in this state. So I want to thank all of you for coming. I want to encourage you, 1-800-621-FEMA. Dial the number, get registered, get assistance. The only way we're going to be able to get you help is for you to register first.